Hi, this is Usha. Welcome to Rathod's IAS classes. Today in this lecture, we are going to discuss current affairs of 25th January 2022. In this lecture, we are going to discuss 6 topics which are very much relevant from our UPSC point of view. So let's get started with our discussion and let us try to see the topics. Now we are going to have our discussion. Let us have a brief introduction. The first topic is about macroeconomic uncertainties. So what are the macroeconomic uncertainties that we are facing in our economy right now? So those things are mainly discussed here. So first one, it is regarding accommodative monetary policy of RBI and regarding interest rate and level of unemployment that we are facing. So why we discuss this? Because of upcoming budget session, right? So this topic, it is important from our economy, which mainly comes under GS paper 3. And next topic, it is regarding in conjugation. So this article, which is mainly talking about rights and duties. So why it is in news? Recently our Prime Minister, he made one statement regarding rights. Okay, we mainly focused on rights. So because of this, we are mainly backward. So because of this, so now there is one editorial regarding this rights and duties. So this editorial says that those two should be there in conjugation, that is rights and as well as duties. So this article, it is important from polity, which mainly comes under GS paper 2. And next topic, it is regarding India needs a national vision. Okay, so this article, which mainly talking about policy formulation, policy implementation and policy execution. So this article is important from our governance point of view, which mainly comes under GS paper 2. And next topic, it is regarding India and Israel relations. So this will be important from our international relations, which mainly comes under GS paper 2. And next topic, it is about CGHS website and app. So this will be important from our governance point of view, which mainly comes under GS paper 2. And next topic, it is about India can make $300 billion electronics by 2026. Again, this topic will be important from economy, which mainly comes under GS paper 3. So these are 6 topics. Now we are going to have our discussion. So now let us try to see the first topic. It is regarding macroeconomic uncertainties. So title says dealing with the macroeconomic uncertainties. This article, it is important from GS paper 3 under economy point of view. So now let us try to see this topic, and this topic, it is important from your mains especially. So why it is in news? Because we need to talk about interest rate, we need to talk about accommodative monetary policy of RBI, we need to talk about unemployment levels as well. So in our economy, so we are facing macroeconomic uncertainties. So if you're talking about banks across the world, they started increasing their interest rate, like repo rate, reverse repo rate, etc. So because of this, there is also increase in pressure on our Central Bank of India, that is Reserve Bank, okay, to increase this interest rate. But if you're talking about this monetary policy of RBI, at present it is accommodative policy. So if you are talking about this monetary policy, you will be coming across 2 important keywords: accommodative and as well as constructive. Accommodative policy is also called as expansionary policy. That means it is mainly focusing to increase money in market, mainly focusing on increasing of liquidity. So on the other hand, this constructive economic policy or monetary policy here means to decrease money supply in market, right? At present, RBI, which is mainly following this accommodative policy, not only now, but since once this coronavirus which came into our life. So if you see globally central banks, they have started increasing the interest rates now. In regarding this RBI India, okay, regarding the Central Bank of India, So we need to wait for this Monetary Policy Committee meeting in February 2022. And we need to see whether there will be changes that will be done by this Monetary Policy Committee or not. So if you're talking about inflationary pressures, so as you all know, we are seeing there is increasing of price in market, right, at the wholesale price level and as well as at retail price level. So recently this WPI wholesale price index, which has been rose as high of 14.32% in November. So this is the data which may be released by Ministry of Commerce and Industry. And apart from that, we also see that retail price inflation is also increasing. Okay. So what is the reason behind this inflation? So one important reason here is supply chain disruptions. Okay. So there is disruption in our supply chains. And next one is volatile energy, that is increasing of global crude oil prices. And third one is increasing of food prices. So whenever there is inflation is seen in market, so RBI and as well as government, they need to take some steps. So if we talk about RBI, it need to increase interest rates such that whatever the excess liquidity that is seen in market, that will be absorbed. And recently this RBI Financial Stability Report, which mainly said that gross non-performing asset ratio, especially in the scheduled commercial banks, it is going to be raised. So this is one important estimate. And RBI has not yet formally announced any normalization procedure, okay, regarding absorption of excess liquidity in the market. So if you are talking about interest rate, so we will be having a repo rate and as well as reverse repo rate, right? So you might be knowing about what is the difference between this repo rate and as well as reverse repo rate, because already we discussed about this topic number of times. So because of my bad health condition, I can't repeat it again, because already I am facing very much sore throat. So while I am talking, I am getting cough also. I have to control that and I have to continue this class. So please do revise what is this reverse repo rate and as well as repo rate, and let me know in the comment box what is the difference between those. And one more important problem that we are facing here is bond yield. So you all know that government will be releasing bonds. Bonds are nothing but they are like promissory notes. So after once maturity is done, so government is going to return that amount along with the interest rate. In 2020 to 2023, so the bond yield, they are increasing. So because of this, it is also one important cause of concern, because that will lead to incurring of high borrowing cost for the government as well. So these are some macroeconomic uncertainties that we are facing. Okay, and we are also seeing there is a fiscal deficit of about 9.5% in 2021-2022. Okay, so mainly to bring down this, so we need to go for fiscal consolidation. So already in yesterday's lecture, I explained you about what is this fiscal consolidation, right? And not only this, we need to also address a problem, that is unemployment. So there is rising of unemployment, so we need to address this and we need urgent policy response. And we need to also come up with some welfare models such that we need to ensure food security, especially to these poor households. And we need to also focus on energy infrastructure also. And also we need to strengthen social sector policies in the time of this pandemic. And we need to come up with a proper policy by RBI. So this is just on this topic. And I hope it is clear. Now let us move on to the next topic. It is regarding inconjugation. So this article, which is mainly talking about rights and duties. So in our constitution also we will be talking about this fundamental rights and fundamental duties. So we can relate this topic with our polity. If you are talking about why it is in news, recently our Prime Minister mainly came up with one statement regarding rights and duties of the citizen. He said that countries had wasted a lot of time in fighting for the rights and neglecting one's duties. But author says that we need to have these both two, rights and duties on conjugation. So if you're talking about any democratic society, okay, for example, any democratic society. So these democratic society which mainly centered around rights. Those rights may be civil rights, political rights, economical rights, cultural rights, etc. And these will be very much helpful for empowerment of people. And democratic nations, they need to respect individuals and as well as group rights or community rights. Okay, so if we're talking about what are these duties, these duties are legal, moral, and they are cherished in order to reinforce their rights. In order to reinforce the individual rights or group rights, so we have duties, and duties are both moral and as well as legal. And if you're talking about obligations of the individual, so what are the obligations of this individual? They need to be collective and they need to understand both the rights and as well as duties. And they need to understand these rights and as well as duties. They need to complement each other. Okay? And this is the context and these are some important points. Apart from this, you need to know some important details which are given in this article. So first one is regarding service. Service and the sacrifices of nameless and as well as faceless, our national builders, they formed bedrock of modern Indian Republic. Okay, based on their sacrifices, they did their sacrifice of their life. They mainly did sacrifices for their rights, for their dignity and as well as autonomy. And even after we got independence, in our constitution, we have equality, freedom. They are our fundamental rights which are enshrined in the part 3 of our Indian constitution. And we also have right against exploitation. We have freedom of religion, culture and educational rights. And we also have right to constitutional remedies. Okay? And even now we are mainly fighting for our rights like education, information, right to privacy, etc. And these are now legally guaranteed rights. That means we have some acts. And citizens, now they are bound to duty. So what are their duty? Their duty it is to protect the integrity and sovereignty of the country. Okay? So these rights and as well as these duties, they need to be in conjugation such that they can promote harmony and brotherhood. And they will help to develop scientific temper, humanism, spirit of inquiry. Okay? So this is the thing which mainly said in this article. And now let us move on to the next topic. Title says, India needs a national vision. India needs a national vision. So this article is important from GS paper to under governance point of view. So this article which is mainly talking about policy making and execution. Policy making and execution. So now let us try to see this topic in a very great detail. So author mainly says that author mainly compares India with other countries. For example, China. China in 2015 it came up with Made in China 2025 document. I tell this document it is a 10-year document and it is mainly focusing on high technology industries. An important aim of this document it is to reduce dependence on this foreign country technologies. And the target of China it is to become 70% self-sufficient and the target here is 2025. And China also want to achieve dominant position globally by 2049. So it is a centenary of People's Republic of China. And if you're talking about China's 2019 Defense White Paper, so this Defense White Paper which mainly stated that by 2035 armed forces they would complete modernization of national defense and military, and by 2049 they are going to fully transform people armored forces into world-class forces. So this is the aim of this China 2019 Defense White Paper. And even Chinese Communist Party also re-emphasized on Chinese goal of making a modern socialist society by 2049. Not only China, if you're talking about Western nations, they will also release vision documents, defense reviews, and security strategies. Okay. So if you're talking about scientists will be given like 10 years of time frame. And in these 10 years, they will be supported with finances. And they have to meet this national goal. In August 2018, India announced the aim of sending astronauts into space by 2020. It is like Gaganyaan program. But India carried just only 2 space launches in 2021. If you are comparing with China, they came up with 47. So in this context, author mainly gave some examples. You can refer those examples in article. Okay. And he mainly suggested 3-step process that we need to focus on. So those 3-step process here is, first one here is we need to come up with formulation of all encompassing document, and this document which need to enable with multi-sectoral, multi-ministerial policy making and execution. So we need multi-sectoral, multi-ministerial policy making and execution. And we need to come up with a clarity. So whenever we are coming up with document, then only we can get some clarity regarding what will be the national vision, okay, within so and so time frame. So first of all, we need to give some adequate time, okay, to draft policy. And we need to go through technological, economical analysis. And we need to ensure realistic national dream. And we need to implement that policy with a body of experts. And those people, they should have confidence. Okay. So this is a 3-step process which mainly suggested by the author. So this is gist of this topic, and I hope it is very much clear. Now let us try to see next topic. Title says India Israel make a major milestone. So this article is talking about India-Israel relations. So this topic is important from your GS paper to under international relations. Now let us try to see this topic in a very great detail. So if you see, context mainly says that India and Israel, they started a series of events to celebrate 3 decades of diplomatic relations. That is 30 years of diplomatic relationship between India and Israel, and these relations between India and Israel which started in 1992. If you're talking about some details which are given in this article, so first and the foremost thing here is, so the Monday event, they launched logo for 30th anniversary featuring a Star of David and Ashoka Chakra. Okay, Ashoka Chakra and Star of David. So these are the symbols that appear on the flags of the 2 countries. Okay, they came up with the launching of logo. And next one is the 30-year anniversary will be marked with a series of events with a high level of visits which mainly spread across the year. And if you're talking about this map, here we have West Bank, here we have Golan Heights, here we have Gaza Strip, and here we have Mediterranean Sea, and here we have Dead Sea. Okay, here we have Sea of Galilee. Here Israel, which is mainly sharing boundary with Syria here, Jordan here, and even Egypt here. So this is a map of this Israel, and now let us try to see some background regarding India-Israel relations. So the strategic cooperation between these 2 countries which had begun during the Sino-India War, that is India-China War in year 1962. And later on in 1965, Israel supplied M58 160 mm mortar ammunition to India in war against Pakistan. And it was one of the few countries that mainly chose not to condemn India's Pokhran nuclear test that held in 1998. And even Israel continued its armed trade with India even after sanctions and international isolation after this nuclear test. If you're talking about which are the defense technologies that we acquired or imported from Israel, so this is very important. So first one is we came up with the drones, that is unmanned aerial vehicles. Okay. First one is Searcher. Searcher, it is a multi-mission tactical unmanned aerial vehicle. It mainly used for surveillance, target acquisition, artillery adjustment, and even damage assessment. And we also got this Hermes 900, okay, and also Heron. Heron, it is a medium altitude, long endurance unmanned aerial vehicle system, and which is mainly designed to perform strategic actions as well. And next one is air defense system, that is we got Barak. Barak is surface to air missile system which mainly deployed as a low range air defense interceptor. And variant here is Barak 8. And if we're talking about missiles that we got from Israel, so first one is Spike. Spike, these are 4th generation anti-tank missiles, and the range here up to like 4 kilometers, and mainly operated on fire and forget mode. Actually, this missile mainly manufactured by Rafael Advanced Defense Systems of Israel. And next one is sensors. So Search Tank Guided Radar, that is STGR, which mainly imported from this Israel. And we also got Falcon. So Falcon, it is airborne warning control system. Okay. So these are some defense equipment that we got from Israel. And now let's try to see next topic. It is regarding revamped CGHS website app launched. So this article is important from your governance point of view. So what is this context? Context mainly says that for mainly benefiting about 40 lakh beneficiaries, for benefiting more than 40 lakh beneficiaries, both in service and retired personnels. Mainly they will be provided with the real-time information from the convenience of their homes. Health Ministry has revamped this central government health scheme website and as well as mobile app. So it is mainly going to benefit about 40 lakh beneficiaries. So if we're talking about details, it mainly says that with the new feature of this teleconsultation, here CGHS beneficiaries, they can seek some expert advice through this. If we're talking about what is this central government health scheme, so it is a comprehensive health scheme, especially for serving employees, pensioners, members of parliament, ex-MPs, etc., and even their dependents. So during last 7 years, it expanded to 72 cities, and there are about more than 38 lakh beneficiaries are covered under this scheme. Actually, this scheme started in year 1954 in New Delhi. Okay. And in this scheme, retired pensioners, they are provided with a cashless treatment. Okay. And e-referral module will be also developed here under this CGHS dispensaries as well. So this is gist of this topic, and now let us try to see next topic. India can make $300 billion electronics by 2026. It is talking about India's electronics by 2026. This article will be important from your economy point of view, which mainly comes under GS paper 3. So now let us try to see this topic in a very great detail. If you see context, it mainly says that given the unforeseen and unprecedented challenges brought by pandemic, okay, given that unforeseen and unprecedented challenges by pandemic. So because of this global pandemic that we faced many problems, many challenges, like there is no proper supply chain, there is no proper raw material, and shutdown of international borders. So even though what are the challenges that are mainly brought up by pandemic, India is likely to achieve electronic production of $300 billion by 2026. Actually, target here is like 400 billion by 2025, but the target had been decreased. It is according to National Policy of Electronics 2019. So if you see some important details, it mainly says that. So the document, it was released by Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, that is MIT, in association with India Cellular and Electronics Association. So this report mainly says that we are facing a number of challenges. Okay, so we are having qualitative challenges and as well as quantitative challenges. So qualitative challenges includes non-tariff, infrastructure related, non-tariff and infrastructure related, qualitative tariffs, qualitative challenges. And if you're talking about quantitative, we have tariffs and we have free trade agreements, etc. So these are some important challenges that we are facing in this electronic sector. So these challenges that need to be addressed such that we can make our manufacturing in India resilient and we can make them globally competitive. Okay, so this is gist of this topic. And now let us try to see explanation for yesterday's questions. So first question here is, in Tamil Nadu region, evergreen forests are found despite hot and dry summers with temperature about 28 degrees centigrade. So what are the reasons? So first one here is annual rainfall. It is up to 100 centimeters mostly from this northeast monsoon winds during this October to December. Yes, in October to December we can see annual rainfalls due to this I can say retreating monsoon, right? And next one is humidity is more than 75%. Yes, this statement is also absolutely correct. And this one is red and yellow soil found in Tamil Nadu region which retain moisture well. So actually this red and yellow soil, they will be not retaining moisture much. So moisture will be retained by these black soils. You can say this statement is absolutely incorrect. And last one is both 1 and 2. So correct option here is for both 1 and 2. And next question is, few forests in India are protected under name of sacred groves. So if you have completed NCERTs, you might be coming across this word, that is sacred groves. So consider the following statements regarding these sacred groves. So first one here is, it is a nature worship which is an age-old belief based on premise that all the creations of Mother Nature have to be protected. Yes, actually this is the concept of this sacred groves. And it is recognized under this World Life Protection Act. So after 2002, okay, after 2002, so these sacred groves, they are mainly recognized under this Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. So this statement is also absolutely correct. So correct option here is 3, both 1 and 2. So now let us try to see today's questions. So before seeing today's questions, I want to make a small announcement on this platform. If you want to clear this UPSC, I will strongly suggest you to join this prelims test series and as well as mains answer writing course that we are offering in our Rathod's IAS Academy. So in this prelims test series, we are providing like 30 tests which includes both CSAT and as well as GS. In GS, we have sectional test, we have revision test and we have full length test. And if you're talking about this mains answer writing course, so in this mains answer writing course, we are mainly focusing on your GS. So one important thing I want to share with you here is, so one important deciding factor whether your name will be there in finalist or not, it is based on your mains. So if you perform well in mains, compulsorily you can see your name in finalist for sure. So for that, you need to focus on answer writing practice. So why we are emphasizing on this answer writing plea? Because within 3 hours you need to write 20 answers. So you will be getting an average 7 to 7.5 minutes for one question. So within this 7 to 7.5 minutes, you need to read question, you need to understand the demand of question, you need to write answer. So for this, you need perfection. So in this mains answer writing course, it is 1 year course. We will be giving you weekly targets of syllabus. Based on that, we will be giving you daily one question, so that it will be helpful for you to habituate answer writing and finally you can improve your answer writing skills. In this course, we will provide you micro listing of topics. We will provide you model answer. There will be evaluation and one-to-one mentorship. So the new batch of this mains answer writing course, which is going to be started from February 1st. And admissions are open from today. So please make it fast and try to join these courses. So they are absolutely beneficial. You can believe us. Apart from that, we also launched this entire foundational course of GS for your UPSC. So you can take that foundational course Here in this course, we are providing more than 700 hours of video classes. So this is absolutely useful. And we are focusing on this conceptual clarity. And next one here is, if you want to take individual course like economy, geography, history, disaster management, environment and ecology, science and technology, you can take individual courses as well. So the prices are very much affordable, and you can't get these prices anywhere in the country. So the details of this course are given in the description box, so please see once. And if you want to watch demo classes, so the website link is given in the description box. You can see 3 videos without paying a single penny. And if you want to talk to me directly, you can call to this number 8074765513. Okay. And now let's come back and let us see today's questions. So first one is regarding migration. Migration is very important topic from your geography. Question here is, migration is an unavoidable worldwide phenomena. So which among the following is or are not the push factors for rural to urban migration, especially in India? So in migration, you will come across pull factors and push factors. If you know which are the pull factors and which are the push factors, you can easily answer this question. And next question is regarding solar system. Consider the following statements regarding solar system. Pluto is largest dwarf planet revolving around the sun. Every planet except Venus rotates from west to east, just like Earth on its own axis. So it is nuclear fission which take place within sun, which releases huge heat energy. So here you need to identify correct statements. So let me know your answers in comment box. Don't forget about this. So by this I am concluding today. I hope you enjoyed this lecture. Please subscribe to Rathod's IAS Academy and don't forget to like, share and comment my videos. And don't forget to enroll to these courses which I explained. So by this I am concluding. Thank you so much.